This is the week 2 summary video. It is Friday, the 17th of July. The personal culture of safety papers. You guys wrote some excellent papers. It was interesting to hear all about each one of you. Many of you didn't tell me what institutions in your life influenced your cultural perspectives. Some of you mentioned sports teams, schools, but not much else. The quiz for Module 4, after reading all of your answers, I gotta say, this is an impressive group of civic-minded and community-engaged students, and I am proud of all of you. The civic engagement discussion was fantastic. What to say to someone when you disagree but don't want conflict? Tell me more about your decision and that perspective. I'm curious about that. How to avoid conflict. What if you can't avoid conflict? What if you actually live through conflict? What if practicing disagreeing with someone gives you the skills to actually disagree? Okay, the first time is the scariest, but not all conflict has to be at the top of your voice, using curse words and banging on things. Sometimes you can disagree in a normal tone of voice. So what if somebody gets defensive? Say something to acknowledge how they are feeling. It sounds like you feel very strongly about that issue. You must be annoyed that I disagree with you. Tell me more. UF200. This is the core class that is designed to teach you about empathy, ethics, and help you understand how you make decisions. This woman is saying to her cat, "How would you like it if the mouse did that to you?" And that's something I recognize my parents asking me all the time. Just wanted to remind you that frameworks in this class include from a framework for thinking ethically, the utilitarian, virtue, common good, rights approach, and fairness or justice. And from the rights versus right article, truth versus loyalty, individual versus community, short-term versus long-term, and justice versus mercy. Some of you confused this with decision-making models. The decision-making models is not an ethical framework. You can choose a framework and use this model to make decisions using a particular framework. I think my picture cut off some of the words. The ethics discussion board was interesting because many of you thought the virtue approach was difficult when you took the quiz, but in the discussion board, many of you thought you made decisions based on the virtue approach. I haven't cross-referenced who, though. The right to work law. A lot of you mentioned this. This law allows workers to join a union but does not make employment in any way dependent on a person joining a union. It is illegal to make someone join a union or make them pay dues through the company. My question, describe how wages in Idaho are affected by this law. What do you think? For Module 6, the answers you gave about subjectivism and cultural relativism had a great many different answers. Lots of thinking was going on for those questions. Here's an example of cultural relativism. Am I tall or short? This person says. The Module 6 discussion board, the question, if you saw a peer from school making an unethical choice, what would you do? Got some really good arguments and differences and some ideas going. That's why I put the conflict information at the top of these slides. The concept maps were really great. They were all different. I'm very proud of you guys for coming up with ways to do that. Don't forget, week 3 is open. Your topic proposal is due tomorrow, Saturday the 18th by 11:59 p.m., as well as your personal ethical decision-making paper, Saturday the 18th by 11:59 p.m. And here's the reflection question. Describe how the class discussions are helping or hindering your ability to understand the class material. Don't forget to answer the question about the discussion boards as well as this reflection question. These, of course, are due Saturday by 11:59 p.m., and you'll find that in Blackboard in Module 6. That's it for now.